Amara had always dreamed of a better life. Growing up in her small village in Nigeria, opportunities were scarce, but she was determined to build a future for herself and her family. Her days were filled with tending to her younger siblings, working in the fields, and studying by candlelight. She wanted to become a nurse, to help others and ensure her family never went to bed hungry again. One day, a recruiter came to the village. A man dressed in clean, sharp clothes that stood out against the dusty streets. He spoke with confidence, promising young women opportunities abroad. "You can work as a housekeeper in Europe," he said. "The pay is good. You'll be able to send money home to your family." It sounded too good to be true, but Amara's parents were desperate. They sold their small plot of land to pay the travel fees the recruiter demanded. "This is for your future," her mother said, tears in her eyes. "Don't forget us." Amara left her village with hope in her heart, boarding a bus to the city where she was told her journey would begin. But the moment she arrived at the recruiter's office, the first crack in the illusion appeared. Her passport was taken for safekeeping, and she was told to wait in a crowded room with other women. "This is just temporary," the recruiter reassured them. "You'll be in Europe soon." The women waited for days, then weeks. When they were finally moved, it wasn't to Europe, but across the border into Libya. There, Amara was taken to a cramped, windowless apartment filled with other trafficked women. The recruiter was gone, replaced by armed men with harsh voices and cold eyes. "You owe us $10,000, one of the men said. "Until you pay it back, you work for us." Amara didn't understand at first. "What work?" she asked, her voice trembling. The answer came when she was forced onto the streets that night. Beaten if she resisted, starved if she didn't earn enough. She quickly realized there was no way out. Every attempt to escape was met with punishment. The traffickers had eyes everywhere, and fear kept the women in line. Days blurred into weeks, and weeks into months. Amara clung to the memories of her family, replaying her mother's parting words in her mind. She formed bonds with the other women, sharing whispered prayers and stolen moments of hope. "We'll get out of this," one of them, Fatima, would say. "We just have to survive." Amara learned to watch her captors carefully, noting their routines and weaknesses. She discovered that one of the men, Yusuf, often left the back door unlocked during his late-night cigarette breaks. It wasn't much, but it was a chance. The opportunity finally came when a fire broke out in the building. No one knew how it started, but in the chaos, Amara and two other women, Fatima and Leela, slipped out through the back door. They ran barefoot through the dark streets, their hearts pounding with fear and adrenaline.